time for questions? I think we've got time for a couple questions. Not too many, but a few. So everybody sit down so I can see everybody. All right, I'm going to go girl, boy, girl, boy. Right there. This young lady right here. Yeah. Hold on, right here. Right here. With your mic on.
Can you tell us what we can say to some of our friends who say that you're not in favor of Israel? That's a real sticking point.
You know, look, let's examine the record. I have been a stalwart ally of Israel ever since I got into the United States Senate and before. When I visited Israel, the people in Israel were very clear about my strong track record of supporting Israel. I believe they are one of our most important allies, and that we have to be steadfast in securing Israel. I've said that repeatedly. My voting record confirms that. And so this is an example of just stuff that has been perpetrated out there. You know, there's not a pro-Israeli leader in Washington that would not confirm my steadfast support. Joe Biden has been one of Israel's staunchest friends. He's my running mate. He would not have been part of my campaign if he did not think that I was pro-Israel. So now, you know, I do believe, now, you know, here's what I have said, though. I do believe that we've got to advance a Middle East peace process that not only provides Israel security, but also provides a two-state solution in which the two, a Palestinian state and an Israeli state can live side by side in peace and security. And I don't think those two things are contradictory. I think they're complementary. And the American, you know, this administration over the last year has done some things to try to move that forward. But unfortunately, for the first 6-7 years, was so bogged down with Iraq that it did not move on this peace process, which could be very valuable in terms of restoring the regard in which America is held throughout the Middle East. Right now, it is at an all-time low. We need to rebuild that, in part because that will allow us to create a more secure Israel as well. All right, next question. All right, this gentleman right here, he must feel like he's got a good question because he was very eager. Go ahead.
Hello, Barack. My name is Scott Remington. I'm a volunteer/leader for the Birmingham, Beverly Hills, Bloomfield. I know you're all here. I had to mention my field organizer, Ashley Dowser, made me to say hello to you. My question is, I've grown up in Oakland County. I work with the Automotives. Specifically to them, why should they vote for you? The Automotives, the automotive suppliers. Why should they give your confidence in you to make a difference for Michigan?
Well, look. Let's start with the fact that John McCain's party and John McCain's president for 6 years didn't even meet with the presidents of the automotive, of the big three. Wouldn't even meet with them. Would not meet with them. You now have, at the convention, members of the Republican Party who were saying that providing even loan guarantees to the auto industry to retool would be dumb, would be a bad idea. So, I mean, you can start by pointing out that the other folks who are running haven't shown much of an interest in the auto industry. That's point number one. Point number two, I have laid out a very specific plan, worked through with Governor Granholm and Senator Levin and Senator Stabenow, that talks about investing in retooling the industry so that we can build the batteries of the future here in Michigan, so that we can retrain workers and re-equip plants to build the high efficiency cars of the future, that, you know, one of my highest priorities is creating or using the existing manufacturing base that we have and the skills and the talent and the engineers and the supplier chains and networks, so that that's the key to the whole renaissance of the Midwest. If we can't have a strong and stable auto industry around which we build a whole new clean energy sector, then it's not just Michigan that's having a tough time. It's my home state of Illinois, it's Indiana, it's Ohio, it's Pennsylvania, it's Missouri. All these states are affected. And you can't have an economy that's just based on the two coasts. You've got to have an economy that is built on a sturdy, stable manufacturing base. And the auto industry is going to be a key to that, and I've got very specific plans to make it happen. But one last point I want to make, though. Even a retooled auto industry is probably going to be so efficient that not all the jobs that come back in manufacturing are going to come back directly in automotives. Some of them are going to be in creating the new fuels of the future. Some of them are going to be in creating solar energy or wind energy. Some of it should be designed around high-speed rail, which is a technology, is an infrastructure project that could employ a lot of people but uses some of the same brain power and needs some of the same manufacturing that you see in the automotive industry. So this is all of a piece, and we've got to be creative and we've got to be bold. It's not going to happen overnight. I don't want anybody leaving here thinking, you know what, suddenly we're going to recreate the economy of the 1960s or the 1970s. I want to create the new economy. I want to be looking forward and not looking backward, and that's what I think Michigan needs. All right.